Giants fans, it's Thursday night, week 6 of the NFL season, Giants versus Eagles. And you're watching True Blue Review. Let's get going. Oh, but before we get going, I need to have a beer, and I'm going to have a Tin Cannon beer tonight. So, let me grab... The fuck is this? Let's get this out of here. It's my wife. Put that over there. Sorry about that.
Hey!
Anyway, Tin Cannon beer. Let's pop this sucker and get this thing going. Alright. So anyway, another loss over the weekend against the Panthers off a 63-yard field goal in the final seconds of the game. We saw that a couple times last year, didn't we? Well, that hurt. Sorry about that. Anyway, cheers. Giants were pretty competitive in the game. Eli actually started really working it when he got into that no-huddle offense. For a while there, I think we were all getting ready to shoot ourselves, but he seemed to finally kick it in gear towards the end. Made a game of it. Let's see, we had a flubbed punt return by Odell. Maybe trying to do a little bit too much. And that resulted in 7 points. That kind of hurts too. And the Zebras hurt us. We don't need to talk anything more about them, but we don't like them very much. So, positive thing was our offensive line only gave up 1 sack. Eli did give up two turnovers, or 2 interceptions. And Odell had a touchdown. Eli had 2 touchdowns. Odell had a passing touchdown. Eli had 2 touchdowns. And Barkley he was being Barkley, wasn't he? Our defense had two interceptions. That was kind of cool. So I think overall it was pretty enjoyable. It would have been nice to win that one. But hey, and we scored over 30 points. Can you imagine that? That's the first time in a couple years. So, it's one of those wins that we would love to have, especially because the NFC East sucks so bad, and that would have put us right in there. But we're not out of it yet, right? Okay. So, let's talk about the Eagles game coming up, and we'll run over that real quick. I'm trying to keep these videos a little shorter than what I have in the past, so I'm going to just kind of run through some of this. Right now, the Eagles are on a 2-game losing streak. Their offense is averaging 20 points per game. That's pretty low for them, actually, compared to last year. But that fits right into our deal, doesn't it? Because we don't score a lot of points. Their offensive line has allowed 17 sacks this year. That's more than ours. Can you imagine that? Wentz has been sacked 12 times himself. The other ones went to... the other quarterback, whatever the hell his name is, I forgot. And he's had 5 touchdowns and 1 interception. For running backs, Jay Ajayi, he is out with an ACL. Okay, so I guess we're going to see a couple other guys go in there and see what they can manage to do. Now, the weather's really bad, so there might be a premium on the running game. And, he hasn't done much this year, but I got this crazy feeling that Darren Sproles is going to creep up somewhere and do some damage to us. But we should also be looking at the tight ends. Zach Ertz is probably, he's their leading receiver right now. And he's probably going to be, again, the bigger problem to us than anybody else. Alshon Jeffries we have to worry about as well. Nelson Aguilar. And then there's one other guy. This big tight end named Dallas Goedert, I think his name is. And apparently, with the 2 tight end set, they're starting to move the ball pretty well. So on defense, they've got 12 sacks and 3 interceptions. Okay, I don't know that there's going to be a lot of passing going on down the field with the weather the way it is. So we're probably going to see not a lot of interceptions, but a lot of short passes and stuff like that. They're allowing 66 yards per game rushing. Wow. That's really low. So, and the Giants are only averaging about 75 yards a game rushing. Their offense is. So, that doesn't really play in our hands, but we got a way of getting around that, I think. And they're allowing 21 points a game, almost 21 points a game. Their defensive tackle, Haloti Ngata, is out. So that should help us out a little bit. He's a monster. So let's talk about the Giants and talk about our offense, okay? Eli Manning is going to love this game because he probably isn't going to throw it downfield a whole lot. Probably going to see some screen passes, which haven't really been working out really great, but certainly those short, passes between 5 and 10 yards are going to work well in his favor. Getting rid of the ball quickly. I'd like to see Rhett Ellison keep working with Chad Wheeler, who actually had a pretty good week last week. And get that right side pretty solid. Rhett Ellison was questionable throughout the week. Apparently he's going to play. He does have a foot injury, so we'll see how much time he gets in there. Pardon me, they could put Simonson in over there as well, I guess. Evan Ingram is still out, as well as Russell Shepard. Just to make note of. I think all the receivers on the Giants are capable of going across the middle. We've seen Shepard and Beckham go across the middle, and Ellison as well. So I think that it's going to fit pretty well for them. One thing I wanted to kind of make note of, well, I kind of did in the opening, I really like watching Eli in the no-huddle offense. He just seems to be more point on with it. I don't know what that is. Maybe it just keeps him focused or something. I'm not really sure. So Giants defense, some of the keys I think for them is first and foremost contain Wentz, keep him from, especially with the weather the way it is, he's probably going to do a lot of rushing. He only had 5 rushes the last game for 30 plus yards. But as he starts feeling better, I think we're going to see more of that. And this would be a perfect game. Having lost 2 in a row, they certainly don't want to lose 3. Super Bowl champions that they are. Our defense has to key on the tight ends, Zach Ertz, primarily, and Goddard as well. Alshon Jeffrey, you need to keep an eye on him too, don't you? Like I said, weather's probably going to be a key. I think the linebackers are going to get a lot of work. And by the way, here's a drink to Ogletree. Man, he has been all over the place. I mean, really, a lot of those guys have been doing a pretty good job. We just haven't had enough turnovers, and we haven't had hardly any sacks. We need to get some sacks, and tonight's a good night to get those. We've got a home game here. I think we can really get the fans involved in this. It's going to be messy. It's going to be messy for the players. It's going to be messy for the fans. So fans, if you're watching, go out and raise holy hell. Raise hell. And again, as I pointed out before, the NFC East is not out of reach. Imagine that. 4 losses, 5 games into the season, week 6. We only have 1 win. And we can honestly say that the NFC East is not out of reach right now. So, let's go Giants. Let's go Tin Cannon. Thank you very much. Big Blue Nova. Hang in there, guys. Enjoy yourselves tonight. My love goes out to Sabrina. Thinking about you. And y'all take care. We'll see you next week. I'm out.